website authoring part on this paper. Don't forget paper 3 lasts for 2 hours 15 minutes, and then it is a 70 mark paper. It's a practical paper in Cambridge IGCSE ICT. Now let's go straight to the question. The web authoring part of this question. So the first thing we need to do is task 3. Task 3 here in the paper is file management. Why file management? All the files that have been given to us, we need to manage them appropriately. Look at the file format, put them in the right folder according to the instruction of the question. So question 12. Create a new folder called J32. That's a new folder called J32. Let me copy this. I will create that folder in my work area. I'll right click on an empty space and I go to new folder. Then I will rename the folder according to the name given to us, J32. That's the instruction. Then in the folder, what's the next thing to do? Locate the following files and store them in your J32 folder. The files are banner, contact, all in JPG, feed in MP4, logo in PNG, text in TXT, web in CSS, Word in HTML, and Word in JPG. So all these things are the files that we'll be using for the web page. So the question says we should locate them and store them in J32. So I'm going to open this source file folder, which is this. Now don't forget the names. The question says we should pick, and they are banner, contact, feed, banner, contact, banner, contact, feed. What else? Logo, text, logo, text. What else? Web, what. So web, what. So I'm going to copy this. That's according to the instruction. I'm going to copy it and paste it in the folder I just created. The name of the folder is J3. So I'll come here and paste. Here we have it in the folder. Then what's the next instruction? Okay, display the content of your folder of J32 folder, showing the folder name, all file names, file extensions, file sizes, image dimensions, and the frame height and frame width for the video. Okay, so to do that, I'll go back. I can close this folder now. It's like I'm not going to need this for now. So come here. To do that, you can right click and go to more. Right click on this tab, and go to more, so that you can pick. These are the default properties, but if you want more, go to more. You can pick it. We have type, we have size, we have date modified. So file extension, go to F according to the instruction. That is file extension, folder name. What else? Frame height, image dimension. I think that is done. Image dimension. Okay, let me go to dimension. Okay, and frame height. Let me go to F. Frame height and frame width. Okay, I think that's all the instruction says we should pick. Then I say okay. So I have all of that. Okay, so I could just double tap this to make sure that nothing is hidden, and I have file type. Let me see that file type, showing folder name, all file names, file extension, file sizes. So the file type, I may not. Okay, let me remove that since file type. Okay, good, so that everything can be fully visible. Double tap this, everything fully visible, nothing is hidden. And then okay, I think this is fine. Then I can take it. Look at the folder name. I can take the screenshot according to the instruction. Take a screenshot of this folder, making sure that the required information is clearly visible. Place this screenshot in your evidence document. So, and all of this will fetch you 1 mark. So to do this, I'll just take the screenshots and I'll take it depending, because my folder name is here. If your own folder name is not there, you may need to take it from here okay, so that the folder name will show. So having taken that, I will go to my folder and my evidence document and take the evidence document. That should be my like evidence 2. I'm going to paste that there, so you can see that nothing is hidden, everything is fully visible. So having done that, then the next thing is to go to the actual task 4 web page proper. So task 4 web page proper, sorry. So I have this. You will create a web page to help raise awareness of giraffe conservation. So question 13, create a web page called J32web, that's the name of this, and save this in your folder. Note that in creating web pages, the web page you create must be saved in the same folder where you have all the files, and that's why you are saving here. So let me copy this. That's the name of the web page, J32web. So then by this, I'm going to launch the what you see is what you get software that I'm using for this video. In your case, you might be using Notepad, you might be using other software, but in my case, I'm using Expression Web. So I'm going to load it. Okay, here is the Expression Web. So the first thing I need to do is let me close. Yes, I have that. Let me close the site view, so I can go to site, new site, then I will create another site view. I like to do that so that I can have the folder here with me, so it makes the work easier for me. That's why I do that most of the time. So I can say site, open site, then I'll pick the folder of the site. In this case, I'm using J32, so I'm going to open it. Okay, I have it, so that I can have it by my side. That's why I do that. So I have that. So the next thing is to open new file, and I'll be able to have that. So I can go back to sites and manage the site, manage site setting, just that I can have it here. So it's that simple. Site view is that simple. Okay, so I have this. So the first thing I do is save this HTML file, go to save as, and I make sure that I'm saving in J32. Okay, the name has been given, so I'm going to paste it. Okay, that is j32web.html, and I'm saving it in the same folder. That's why I needed to open the site, so that by default it will be saved in there. So that is fine. You will see it in the side views. Is that simple? Is that simple? You can see that's what I've just created here. So let's continue. So the next instruction is simple. This web page must be created using a single table and work in all browsers. The table must fit 75% of the browser window, and it must have a structure as shown in the diagram. So you look at it. So looking at this diagram, how many columns, how many rows table do you have here? Here we have I like to do this analysis. I have 1 column, 2 columns. Yeah, then how many rows? 1 row, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have 5 rows, 2 columns, and then the table must fit 75% of the window. So those are the information you need to keep. So I go there and I place my cursor, then I go to table, insert table. That's the first thing that I will need to do. You insert the table. Let's check that again. So inserting the table, you might want to do that in the code view. You can see this is the code view, and I want to do it in the split view, having the code view up and the design view below, or you want to go to design view, whichever one is fine. And if you want to see the folder list to this side of the screen to your left, you can come to panels and click on folder list, so that you can have it here. So you see everything you have in your folder. So whichever one is fine, so you can do it that way. So in my case now, if I'm in the design view as it is, I'll just come to table and insert table. So if that is what you want to do, insert table, and we counted 2 columns and 5 rows the other time, so I'm going to say 2 columns and then 5 rows. You understand? Then what else? They said it should be 75% of the browser window, the table. So I come here in percentage, I'm specify the width to be 75%. So I'm going to put 75 there. So then you have this. What else? You could want it to have a border size of 1 so that you will see the outline. This is just okay, so that I can see the outline of the table. So if you come back to the code view, you will see that, and this is it. Okay, then what else? What else? I go to the instruction. So let us try to create the table, merge cells where appropriate. So cell A is merged, so I'm going to do that. Cell A, let me go back to the design view so that you can have an understanding. I'll select it, right click, and go to modify and go to merge cells, and I'll call this cell A according to the instruction, cell A. Then what else? The next one is cell B, and 3 were merged. Select it, right click, modify, merge, and it's called cell B. Then the next one is CDE, so I'm going to label it appropriately, CDE. Okay, then the next one is F, so I'm going to merge the entire cells there. Okay, and I call it F, modify, merge cell, and I call it F. So that is done already. So that is, if you are able to do this, that is 7 marks already. Now take note, table borders must appear on the final web page. Each table cell is identified with a letter which must not appear on the final. This is just for labeling. So after this, we are going to replace each letters, okay, each of the letters with the appropriate content. So, and that's how we have this. So the next instruction is very simple. Set the title of the web page to giraffe conservation. So that's the title, and then let me copy that so I won't have to type, select, copy. So I'm going to show this, go to the title. I can do it in the code view and say come to the title. Let me use magnifier so that you can see what I'm doing. So I can come to the code view. Here's the code view. You can see that showing all the codes that have been generated. So I come to the title tag, I can select it and rename it, paste it with giraffe conservation. So with this, if I save now and then save, you see, so if I run this now, I preview in a browser, I'm going to see this title. Now let me preview it so that you can see preview, save in browser. Let me use Chrome. Okay, you can see in the title bar giraffe conservation. You can see that giraffe conservation. So that's the benefit of doing that. Then let me continue with the question. So the next instruction is simple. It says that place in cell A the image j32 banner.jpg. Okay, that is banner in cell A. All right, so I can go back to design view if I want. So cell A, I'll click here. I can remove the letter and just drag the banner here into it. Then this prompt will come asking for alternate text. Since you have talking about banner, so you can call it, and they have told us the name of the stuff is giraffe banner, so you could call it banner or giraffe banner. So just give it a relevant name. So I'm going to call it banner or banner image. Okay, in the alternate text, and I say okay. So I have that giraffe conservation banner. Okay, then the next one is in cell B, put a video tag to display j32 feed.mp4 so that it fits the width of the cell. Please take note of this part. And this video must show the controls, and it plays automatically when the web page opens. Display an automated text-based error message if the browser does not support this. Please take note of this. Look at all these important points that I've highlighted. So we are going to do this one after the other. Let's go. So I'm going to so you see that as I do this in cell B again, in cell B. So to do that in cell B, when it comes to video tag, whenever I'm using this version of Expression Web, okay, I like to do the video tag in the code view so that everything can work and I can make sure that the candidate gets all the points for every mark they want to allot. So that's why I like to do it in the code view for you to understand. And then so I'm going to show you by zooming this. So I'll go to the code where I have B, okay, where I have B, and that is this. Okay, let me go to the code view back so that I can, be sure of that. I mean design view. Here is B. So let me put B so that you can still see it when I get to the code view. So come to the code view, B. So here is it. So whenever you are in the B, you want to replace B with the video tag, and that's why I'm zooming in so that I can see it very clearly. So what I normally do is that placing this here, I can press enter key for arrangement. This is B, press enter key just to put it so that I can show. So B is replacing the video tag. So I'm going to delete B and put the video tag, video. As I open, I close. I press enter to put it on the next line so that you can see it clearly as I write the code. It can be on a straight line and it can be like this. This is just for arrangement, block arrangement, so that you can understand. So now in the syllabus, whenever you use video tag, you are expected to use 3 lines of code specifically. We have video, opening of video tag, and the closing of video tag, and in between there's another tag called the source tag that supports HTML5, the source tag. So I put it in the middle. You can see that. Now as I go to the question, you understand very well now. So when you open the first thing in the video tag, the opening of the video tag, when you open it, this is what you see. So in this, you can specify all the parameters given. So the first thing that they put is that in the source file, that is the name of the file, the media file, and according to the instruction, so you are going to put src for the source file, that is the media file, src, not scr. Take note of that, src. Then you are going to put the name of the video, which is j32 feed rather .mp4, and you have to put it with the file extension j32 feed.mp4 mp4. Sorry, you have to be sure, confirm that j32 feed.mp4. That's the first thing in the source file. Now after the source, another thing you specify is the type of file it is, and from the instruction you can see that the type of file it is, it's an mp4 file of a video type. So I'm going to do that, and after this I'll open and put type equals what type of file, video /mp4, to show that this is an mp4 file. So you have to do that. That's the first thing. In fact, if you preview now, you will see that it would have inserted the video file. Let's preview so that you can see, and before you preview, you have to save so that it can pick the last update. Now preview in browser, you can see this is the file. You can see it has occupied that cell, but then it cannot play yet. You may be wondering, why is it not playing yet? I'm going to show you why it's not playing yet. You can see it, okay, but it has filled up the cell B, but it's not playing yet because you have not put some other parameters. So let me show you what to do. Okay, the next thing is, let me zoom this so you can see. The next thing is going to the opening of the video tag and specify other parameters that will make it play back. So the first thing according to the instruction is that it must have control. Let's see. Now the instruction says that show the controls. There should be a control button. You can see that here, show the controls. So I'm going to do that and then play automatically these two. Okay, so let's go back, show the control. So in the video tag, the opening of the video tag, I'm going to put space controls, and you have to type it correctly with an S, controls. That's the first thing. If I save and play, preview, you'll see what will happen. File, preview in browser. Now just because I put the word control, can you see that the control button is there now and it's working? Because the control is there, so I can pause, I can play. So that is that about this, and that's why we have it, because I have put controls. You can see that, look at all the control buttons, the volume button, the full screen button, and so on and so forth. So now we have done that. So let's continue. Let's go back. So the next thing the question says is that it should play automatically. For it to play automatically too, you go also into the opening tag of the video and you put autoplay. So I'm going to put autoplay, yeah, a space, then I type autoplay. You have to type that correctly, so it will play automatically. Autoplay. So that is done again. What is the next thing the instruction says? Let's check. So the instruction also says that so that it fits the width of this cell. It fits the width of this cell. So for this video tag, that is the frame of the video, for it to fit into the cell of the table, so we have to use style to specify the width. Okay, and that is very easy. I'm going to show you that very quickly. So the next thing is the question also say we should put an error message. Display an automated error message if the browser does not support this video type. So let me just save time and no, let me remove this. So let me save time and copy this. Browser does not support this video type. Let me just use that, copy, and look at where I'm going to paste or put that. I'm going to put it after the closing of the source. Okay, see, okay, browser, closing of the source. I'm going to come here and say browser does not support this, browser does not support this, as the text based, because the question says it should be a text based error message. So browser does not support this. And after this, what else am I going to put there? So I have done that. Now for it to fit in, I'm still going to do that. What else? Let's save and see file. Save and preview, and let's see again. I like to preview because that's when you're going to see what you're doing, whether the code you're putting it's working properly or not. You can see that. So if I say all right, good, okay, good, so that means everything is working perfectly according to the instruction. So let's continue. So let's continue and see what we can do with this. So we have done this. We might need to come back to this, but let's insert other objects. So the next one will be for C, cell C, and that will be image J32 what, cell C. So I may need to go back to my design view. I like doing that in design view, and that is for C. So if you want to do that in C according to the instruction, so I'll come here, C, I can replace the C and image what, J32 what. So I may just drag it if I so want. J32 image, okay, can drag it into C. Then if you look at that, you can say image of what, okay, or what image, okay. Then I say okay, so or what to do image, okay, whichever one you put it there. Then the next one is D, image of contact, D, image of contact. So I go to D, remove the letter D and put image of contact. Here is it. I can drop it there, image of contact or contact image or contact button instead of image of contact button, because it's like a button if you preview it. So button, so I can change this one to what to do button 2. So if I right click on it, I can go to picture property and I go to alternate text, what to do button, what to do button. Okay, good. Then I say okay. I think I'm good with that. What's the next thing? Okay, we have done this. Okay, so it will be good for me to be sure that I've earned these 7 marks to preview. So to preview, you come save and go to file, preview in browser. Don't use design view to preview, that's not the best. Use a browser. then that's when you know whether what you have done is correct or not. So you can see this, I can see this, okay, then you know whether what you've done is correct or not. So after this, what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do is let's go now, enter in cell E the text. In cell E the text, what was the text? Let me copy the text. Web page edited by, copy. Then on a new line, enter your name, center number and candidate number on a new line. So in cell E, let me go to cell E in design view, cell E, okay, I'll paste it, paste web. Then on a new line, enter your name, center number and candidate numbers. Then set this text as style H3. So to do this, you come to this and press enter, or okay, and you type, what's the next thing? Your name, center number and candidate number. Your name, for example, for your name, candidate number, center number, center number, CN and candidate number on a different line. Then set this text as H3. So you are going to set everything here as H3. Select it, come to H3 and you set it as H3. Good. If you come back to the code view, you will see that it has been set to H3. So what is the next thing to do? Then that's for 3 marks. Then place in cell F the text from the file J32 text in cell F, okay. So you can go back to the design view and you have F, so replace F, you delete F here and you're copying what you have in text. So if you double click this to open, it will open up here. You can see the tab here, so select it, go to edit, select all, then come back also to edit and copy, then go back to the tab and paste it here, right click and say paste, or if you are still here, come to edit and say paste text. So plain text, okay, and you have it, okay. Then the next thing to do is set the text in paragraph style. So to set in paragraph style, as you have it selected, come to paragraph style here and you set it as paragraph style. So if you go to the code view, you would have seen paragraph style had been applied to it. So then the next thing to do is, so you have done that for 2 marks, attach the style sheets. That's the next thing. Attach the style sheet J32 web to your web page. Do not edit this style sheet. Attach it and do not edit it. To attach it is very simple. Just come here and go to attach style sheet. You have this menu here, and if you don't have it, you can bring it up. If you go to Windows, you can, panels, you can bring it up, manage styles, okay. So if you don't have it, you can bring it up. So then you go to attach style sheets, then you browse to pick the style sheet, which is J32 web according to the instruction, then say open, and it has to be attached as a link, and you say okay. So the style sheet has been attached. You can see it here in the head section. Here is it, okay. This is the code for the style sheet attachment. Then having done this, the next thing is make the image J32 what as a link to open the web page what in a new window called blank. So you have to do it one after the other. So what you're actually doing is you're making an image link. You know what's an hyperlink? A text or an image you click on that navigates you to another portion of the web page or to another website entirely. So that's what you're doing here. So you are using the image what. So where do you put the image what the other time? So you're going to locate it, the image what. So if you go to design view, what, this is the image what. So you can select it and right click on it and make it an hyperlink. That is the fastest way to do it. Hyperlink to what, to where. So they said instead of email address, you can say place in this document or an existing file or web page. So click this because you are linking into an existing file or web page, and the question says you should do that to the file what.html. So you're going to click what.html. Here is it. Okay, that's the web page as linking it to. Then in a new window, so to do that in a new window, you come to target frame in a new window and click on new window. Is that okay? Then what else? In a new window called blank. All right, so you have it underscore blank. If they had given another thing, you edit, make the image okay, this is another one too. So after you have done this, then you say okay, and that has been done. It has been hyperlinked. So you see that. Okay, the next one is make the image contact a link to an email. This is called email link. An email editor to prepare an email to this g.raf@cambridge.org with the subject line giraffe. Okay, so this is called an email link. So to do this, you are using the image contact. So I'm going to this is image contact. I'll right click on it, hyperlink. Instead of an existing web or file, I'll come to email address. That's where I'm sending it to. Then what is the email address? The email address is, so let me try to copy the email address, and this thing is trying to do like an hyperlink. Okay, this is the name. I'm copying the email address with the subject line giraffe. Okay, email address, paste. Oh, mail to. Okay, I think I can paste. Let me just type it. G.raf. So you have to type it correctly. G.raf at cambridge.org. Then with the subject line. Now, did you notice that immediately I began to type here, there is a code or tag called mail to? That is the tag for email link in HTML. Immediately I started typing here, it came up on its own, mail to. So do not delete it. That's to tell you that that code will tell the web browser that you're sending an email, okay, through that link. So the next one will be the subject line giraffe. So I'll come to subject and I'll call it giraffe according to the instruction. Okay, what's next? Okay, and the two of these will fetch us 6 marks. So you see that we'll hand you 6 marks. Okay, having done this, I will say okay, there's no other thing they ask us to do. Okay, and I have it. So the next thing for us is to go save and preview. Save, file, then go preview to test those things you just added. Now you see that coming here I have this. Okay, if I, by the time I bring my cursor on it, there is an and logo, so to say, showing that there is an hyperlink there. So if I click on it, it's going to open a new web page called what. You can see that. If I come back to contact us, you see the, and that means there's, okay, there's an email link. Immediately I click on it, it's going to bring an email editor. Okay, that's when you know that it has worked. Okay, good. Now let me go back to the question so I can review everything we have done so far so good. So question 20, save your web page. But before I save my web page, okay, let me save it. I will save it, then I'll need to review everything we have done in case we left anything untouched. You see, I started the style sheet, it was attached, we did not edit it. You can see that we have created this hyperlink, this email link. We set this to paragraph style, we place in cell the correct one, set this text as h3. Okay, then let's start from the beginning. Set the title of the web page to giraffe conservation, which we did. Place in cell A the image J32 banner, okay, which was done. And then let's look at the opening instruction, please. You will create a web page to help raise awareness of giraffe conservation. Create a web page called web.html and save this in your folder, which we did. This web page must be created using a single table and work in all browsers. The table must fit 75% of the browser window and have a structure as shown in this diagram, okay, which we did. Let's confirm that 75%. Let me go to the code view. Okay, 75%. Oh, this is 76%. That was a mistake. You see the benefit of previewing 75. Okay, that is saved 75. Now you also notice that for each of this image, okay, especially for this image banner, it came with its inherited dimensions, the height and the width. I think it would be proper for us to set this to fit the entire table instead of leaving it to inherit with the inherited dimension. So the best thing I'm going to do is I can come here and set it to style, the width. I'm going to remove the width and the height so that I can fit into the one that we fit this cell. So I'll come here and use style width so that I can fit into width, and I'll make it 100%. Okay, 100%. The essence of this is that so that the image in itself will not expand the table unnecessarily, so it can fit into the exact dimension of the table width. So let me save and preview to see if there's any difference. Save, let me preview, save, file, preview in browser, and let's see. Okay, I think it makes sense, right? Good, it makes sense. Okay, I've done that for the table, but then we still have some other things to do. 75%, but I'm having an issue with this. It shouldn't cover this if it is 75% of the. Okay, let me go to this also and check for this image. Okay, let's see. That is the image, the video tag. The video tag too. Let me be sure. Okay, the source of the. Let me do that also. Style width and make it 100% of the cell, 100% of that cell. Okay, let me save and preview. Okay, so I think I've done that for now. So let's continue. I've done everything they ask us to do. So the next thing to do is simple. Let's see. So having gone through everything, I realized that we have done all that we were asked to do. So with this, you can go through the code, go to the design view, and see that everything is working the way it should. So you can save and preview. So if you see any need to change anything, you do that. Okay, if you see what I have here now, before, the reason why this was overlapping on this, okay, for this video playing too, you can mute it because of the sound. Maybe in an examination also you can mute that. And if you see this, if you come to the view, the zoom, if you reduce it, you realize that you have what you should have, and this is correct. So what am I going to do now is simple. I can come to the code view, and then in the video tag the source. After autoplay, I can put muted so that when I preview it will not make noise. So let me save, let me preview and see. Unlike before, you can see that it's playing, but look at the volume control, it has been muted. That's that. And you discover that I zoom it in so that this that was overlapping on this logo here when it was 100% view, you can see. So that's what you just need to ascertain and be sure that you have done it the best way the instruction has asked you to do. So if I go through it, I will see that we have done everything correctly. Another thing you can do, like I said, is like this, where they said this video must show the control so that, okay, be a video tag to display this file so that it fits the width of the cell. In some other cases, it may not perfectly fit in. What you just have to do is you go to where you have the file in the source tag. Let me zoom in so that you can see. And then what do? You bring your cursor immediately after the type. You bring your cursor and then you put after the type, sorry, you put the style equals width, and you set the width to the width. I expected this thing to, sorry, just like I did here. Okay, source. Okay, good. Then you can put it if you want it to. Okay, to fit in, and just copy this style with 100% and put it here. So in case, just like we did here, such that it fits the cell. So but in this case it already fit. I'm just showing you in case you see some other questions like that, so you can do that. So let me return this. Okay, good. So I think we are done with the questions. Let's just go through every other thing. So they said attach the style sheet. We have done all this. So take a copy of your HTML source and place this in your evidence document. Copy of your source HTML source is this code is what they mean by that. So place your cursor in, go to edit, go to select all, go back to edit, copy, and go to evidence documents, maybe evidence 3 now, and then paste it there. Paste. All right, you have the HTML source pasted there. Display your web page in a browser, if necessary resize, so that all the page can be seen, all text can be easily read, the address bar is fully visible. Take screenshot evidence showing your web page in the browser. Place your evidence, place it in your evidence document. So you go, reload it and be sure that everything is fully visible. You might need to zoom in to see everything all at once, so that when you take the screenshots, everything shows. And also, while you're doing that, you have to be sure that this is showing the address bar. You want to see that, and then so you have this. Then you can take the screenshot now. Take the screenshot of everything showing and paste in your evidence documents. Okay, so this is the next evidence, and paste it in your evidence document. Go to paste and you have it. So this is the preview. Sometimes you might need to take 2 different screenshots for it to fit in properly, so that it can be readable. I think this is not that readable. This is not that readable. When you print it, be sure that it is readable. Okay, so that is that about this. So the next thing is go back to the everything in this question for web authoring is 28 marks. We have done the spreadsheet in the previous video. So task 5 is printing the evidence document. Make sure your name, sender number, and candidate number appear on every page. Save your evidence document and print your evidence document. Very important. Some candidates always forget to print their evidence document. Okay, please do not do that. Come to file, print, and make sure your name, your center number, everything is in there. It's very important. Everything is in there, and you print your evidence document. So having done this, what's the next instruction? So that's the end of the paper. So we have come this far, so you can go through the video, play back, and then you understand how we arrive at the answer. Make sure you like this video, you share with your loved ones. If you have any questions, please drop your questions as comments, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to give you the best video explanation. See you in the next video. Bye for now.